Judging with truth and kindness. The warm glow of the campfire flickered in the night as the children gathered around Grandpa, eager for another story filled with wisdom and truth. The cool breeze rustled the leaves of the tall trees surrounding the cabin, and the distant call of an owl added to the peaceful atmosphere. Grandpa stirred the fire with a stick, his eyes reflecting both the flames and the wisdom he was about to share. "Tonight," Grandpa began, "we're going to talk about something very important. Judging rightly. Have you ever had a time when someone accused you of something you didn't do? Or maybe you thought someone was wrong about something but later found out you didn't know the whole story?" The children nodded, thinking back to times when they had felt unfairly treated or had misunderstood a situation. Grandpa smiled. "You see, judgment is a powerful thing. The Creator teaches us that we should judge, but we must do it the right way. Not by appearances or emotions, but with fairness, wisdom, and truth. Parents listening, understanding that the kids can be taught to share and help their own friends with judgment to grow for life experiences. Please like, subscribe, and share to those that my grandpa stories can benefit." Grandpa leaned forward, his eyes reflecting the flickering firelight. "Tonight, I want to talk to you about something very important, judging with right judgment." The children exchanged curious glances. One of them spoke up. "Grandpa, I thought we weren't supposed to judge people." Grandpa nodded, a gentle smile forming. "That's what many people say, but the truth is, we make judgments every day. When you decide whether to trust someone, when you choose to stand up for what's right, even when you help a friend who might be going down the wrong path, that's judgment. But the question is, are we judging with wisdom and fairness? Are we judging in a way that helps rather than hurts?" The children were silent, thinking about Grandpa's words. Grandpa picked up a small stick and drew a line in the dirt. "Let me tell you a story. Long ago in a small town there were two boys, David and Sam. They were best friends. One day Sam was accused of something he didn't do. A group of kids saw him near a broken window at the schoolhouse, and they assumed he had thrown the rock. They started whispering about him, pointing fingers. Even David, his best friend, began to doubt him. But there was one person that said, "But Sam said he did not break it." A wise teacher reminded everyone to seek the truth before passing judgment. Instead of listening to rumors, he asked questions. He looked at the evidence. He found out that another boy had thrown the rock and run away, leaving Sam behind to take the blame. Some had judged Sam unfairly, but because of that teacher's wisdom, the truth came out. Now tell me, what do you think would have happened if no one had stopped to judge rightly? "They would have punished Sam for something he didn't do," one grandchild said. "That's right," Grandpa agreed. "And it happens. People believe things without checking the truth. They follow the crowd instead of thinking for themselves. But when you judge rightly, you stand for truth. You protect the innocent. You help others learn what's right." One of the older grandchildren spoke up. "So, we should make sure we know the truth before we say someone did something wrong?" "Exactly," Grandpa said. "And when you see your friends making a quick judgment about someone, remind them to be fair. The way you handle judgment will teach them to do the same. Parents, grandparents, teachers, we all have the responsibility to lead by example." He sat back and looked at the fire. "Even the instruction book tells us to judge with right judgment. John 7:24. That means we don't judge unfairly based on appearances or gossip. Instead, we think carefully, look at the facts, and act with kindness and wisdom." The children nodded. They understood. As the fire crackled and the night deepened, Grandpa's words settled into their hearts. They knew that one day they would be faced with moments where they had to choose, to judge quickly or to judge rightly. And because of Grandpa's wisdom, they would be ready. Patience, the key to understanding. Even the owl was listening and agreeing. Perched high on the sturdy branch of an old oak tree, the owl blinked slowly. as if nodding in approval of Grandpa's words. The fire crackled softly, sending tiny sparks into the night sky, while the grandchildren huddled close, wrapped in the warmth of their blankets and Grandpa's wisdom. Grandpa took a deep breath, watching the flames fly and disappearing in the air. Some of the kids wanted Grandpa to continue. Some of the kids wanted to play the telephone game, so their parents compromised for them. They said, "Dad, continue on with another story." My kids still call me Dad, but from up close I heard, "That's not Dad, that's Grandpa." So, let's go again. After all, we are all here, including Mr. Owl, how we must be careful, fair, and seek the truth before making decisions. But there's something just as important that goes hand in hand with that. He paused, looking at each child. What could be as important? The youngest said, "Patience." The youngest grandchild wrinkled her nose. "But patience is hard, Grandpa." Grandpa chuckled. "That's why it's so valuable. You see, patience isn't just about waiting for your turn in a game or standing in line quietly. It's about learning to pause, think, and seek understanding before jumping to conclusions." One of the older grandchildren spoke up. "Like if someone says something about a friend and we don't know if it's true?" Grandpa smiled. "Exactly. Patience helps us to stop and listen. It teaches us to ask questions instead of assuming we already know everything." He picked up a small twig and twirled it between his fingers. "Let me tell you another story. There were once two boys, James and Matthew, who found an old chest buried near the riverbank. It was locked tight, and they had no key. James, in his excitement, grabbed a rock and tried to smash it open, but Matthew stopped him. "Let's be patient," Matthew said. "Maybe there's a better way." So instead of breaking the chest, they took their time. They searched around the area, and sure enough, just a few feet away, hidden under some leaves, they found a rusty key. When they turned it, the lock clicked open, revealing a collection of old coins and letters from long ago. Now imagine if James had been impatient and broken the chest. He might have damaged what was inside. But patience led them to the right answer. Grandpa looked at his grandchildren. The same thing happens in life. When we're impatient, we rush. And sometimes we hurt people or miss the truth. But when we take our time, we find answers we never would have seen before. The owl hooted softly, as if agreeing. One grandchild whispered, "So patience helps us find the truth?" "Yes," Grandpa nodded. "It helps us understand people too. Sometimes when a friend is upset or acting out, we need patience to learn why instead of just getting angry. Parents, teachers, even your friends, all of us need patience to guide others in the right way." The fire crackled again, sending golden sparks into the cool night air. Grandpa leaned back. "So remember this. Judgment without patience is like trying to read a book with missing pages. You won't see the whole story." The children sat quietly, thinking. They understood. To judge rightly, they needed patience. To find truth, they had to slow down and listen. Even the owl was still listening, nodding in silent agreement, as in Romans 8:25. If we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it in patience. Time for kids to go to bed. Grandpa too. I hope these stories are helping. Please feel free to comment and give suggestions. The goal is to help parents and grandparents to see the great responsibility we have with our future. Please like, subscribe, and share. Grandpa will be back next week.